Hi guys, this is Tina from Shabbydabbydoodah. Welcome back to my channel. So we are here for another play around with those collage edge strips. You may have seen my recent video. It was doing the collage edge strips that I had seen originally on Yvonne Preston's channel. And I absolutely loved them. We made some really fantastic pretty ones. Unfortunately, they're not here on my desk, so I can't kind of bring them in and show you. But what I wanted to do was make some other ones, maybe using some book images. So somewhere in amongst this, I have punched out some pretty book images. And what I actually did was punched out some book images from a bird book, because that's one of the things that I kind of struggle with is, you know, the birds and things. And I know I've talked about this before. I love when other people use birds. When I try and use them, I just struggle a little bit. So I've got some bird images there. I've also got my National Trust, painting book. So we might be able to do some of these as well. We'll just see how we get on kind of time-wise. So what I'm doing here is I'm using my, what I would call this a coffee table book as my base. This is the same base that I used, when I did the previous ones. So I'm just going to put them to one side. And then, yeah, I'll just kind of drag in a few of my squares. And then we'll get kind of making. So what I'm going to do, just to be a little bit more kind of time efficient, hopefully, I'm going to just put my squares down in the first place, so that we hopefully then, I'm going to just be gluing them in. Now, I'm probably being really extravagant here because I've actually put, quite a large gap. I could probably move that over, to be honest, rather than be so extravagant. Not that it really matters, because I mean, obviously I'm not short of book pages or anything, but yeah, just to kind of be a little bit less extravagant. So I'm just going to put them down like this. Now, again, I don't know whether I've got the best colours to go with the birds, but we shall see. So yeah. Right, now I mixed them in last time with obviously some texty pieces. So of course I've got some, texty portions here. So these are from my Junk Journal Basics set 2. And yeah, I'm just going to kind of make them smaller like that. Okay, and then I've got this one, which I must have already cut this out at some point. Oops, can't tell where I've gone adrift, but that's not straight, and I'm not sure which side I've mucked up with the cutting. I think it's the top edge. So okay, I mean, really, I think this layer is just to sort of break it up a bit, really. Right, now bring in my bird portions. So got that one. So, and these birds, they're from those lovely, bird book pages. Now, I have got some more of the book page packs, which hopefully are going to be in my shop. If they're not already, they're going to be in there very soon. So this is on my shabbydabbydoodah.co.uk website. So yeah, if you're kind of interested in any of those book page kits, hopefully they will be in there pretty soon if they're not already. So right, let's just see. Now, do we want to finish that off with another? I mean, that's quite nice, isn't it? I know it's a bit boring kind of doing the same, the same pattern top and bottom, but I quite like it actually. So yeah, let's have that one. Now, what have I done with my other bird images? So let's just take that one. I've got these are the labels from, again, the Junk Journal Basics kit, but to be honest, they seem to kind of like go quite nicely, I think, in these edge strips. So, I mean, obviously they're not the right size, because they're not square, but when I punch them and then cut them down, then I think they still work quite nicely. Oh, I don't know what I've done with my other book pages. Oh, here we go. I was going to say, I mean, I knew that I'd done some more, and just for the life of me couldn't find it. I'm just going to swap this one out with this, because actually that goes much better there, doesn't it? Right. Okay. So, right, let's take this label down. I might even just take the whole of that edge down so it's not got a frame at the bottom. Like that. Oh, which which shall I have on here? I mean, do we like that one or do we think that's a bit kind of the same? Oh, or maybe this one. I mean, to be honest, now I'm thinking perhaps I should swap that one out. I mean, he's not very attractive, is he? And, you know, this is the problem, isn't it, with birds, you know. I don't always like the look of them. I mean, I do on the whole, but yeah, you know, sometimes you just don't really like the look of them. So, yeah, let's swap them out like that. And then here, do we want to be really boring and kind of go in with another lace bit? Oh, we've got no words on there. Totally forgot to put a word in anywhere in here. So perhaps we'll have a word in there. Oh, there we go. Doesn't that look gorgeous? So, yeah, I mean, I'm really loving these. And, you know, bearing in mind that I do struggle with using birds and things. Oh, I'm so sorry. That's my door. I'm hoping that my son's going to get that because he's downstairs. So, yeah, okay. So let's just pop that in there, like that. And then what colour shall we have? Maybe this to finish that off at the top. Yeah, what do we think? Or do we think actually it needs this next to the bird and then that one? Yeah, maybe like that, to be honest. So they're just really nice, aren't they? And then this one here, should we have another layer of text perhaps? Yeah, okay, right, let's glue these down. So, okie dokie. Please excuse the other side of this. It's obviously where I've had kind of misprints going on. So this gorgeous blue and gold colour, this is from my Savile Row kit. And then, yeah, the words, I think the words on all of these are from the Junk Journal Basics Set 2 kit. The bird images, they obviously, like I said, they're from, you know, original book pages. And then the labels, they're from the Junk Journal Basics Set 2. And the brown lace and that kind of plummy colour, that one, that's from the lace collection. Now, I can't swear to which colour that brown lace is in. I think it's in the purples, but it could be in the blues. I'm not quite sure. There's a blues and greens and then there's a purples. So I think the browns are included in the purples, but it's really hard to remember. So, and I am trying to just make an effort to, you know, always share what kits that I use because, you know, I do get lots of messages afterwards with people saying, oh, you know, which kit did you use for that? So I've tried to make a bit of a conscious effort lately to, you know, really share which kits I'm using when I'm using them. So, yeah, right. Oh my goodness, how gorgeous is that? Oh, I love it. Absolutely love it. And if you didn't see my first video, I am using a 3-inch square punch. That's what I've punched my squares with. I did see somebody's video the other day. They'd used a 2-inch square punch. I think that was Tanya over at Tatty Treasures. You know, so yeah, you could definitely play around. I don't have a 2-inch square punch. So, I mean, I just went with my 3-inch square. But personally, you know, I do make quite big journals anyway. So for me, you know, actually the 2-inch maybe would be perhaps too small anyway. So, you know, I think that's as small as I've seen someone do these. But hey, I mean, if you make those mini journals, you could probably even make these with a 1-inch square. I mean, definitely for me, that would be a struggle. Because, yeah, I don't really like fiddling around with tiny little things. But, you know, I'm sure that would look great too. So, remember, no rules, you know. And if you like to work with kind of like smaller things, then work with the smaller things. Okay, right. Get that glue on there. Okay, and then the brown. Okie dokie. And I'm so sorry if you can hear my printer. It's whirring away in the background, just printing off some stuff. But hopefully it's not too intrusive. Today, Yesterday, oh my gosh, it was being so noisy as it was printing. I don't know really what's gone on with this. It's pretty wonky, isn't it? I don't know how that happened, but anyway, I don't think it really matters. Because obviously these get cut off of the, you know, the book page. So, and I have also, I've made a digital of some little collage edge strips like these. Again, I don't know whether that's actually in my shop or not yet, but it will be on my Etsy shop, you know, with the rest of the digitals. They turned out very, very pretty. Can't wait to come and play with those as well. But like I say, I'm just not sure whether that's actually up there or not yet. So, but if they're not, they will be coming soon. Yeah, and hopefully also going to put some packs of these together to have on my, you know, my physical website. And the packs will contain, so this is my chore for later on. The packs will contain a couple of the decorative strips that I've made, so just two decorative strips that I've made, and then they're going to include a bunch of squares ready for you to make your own pieces. Now, I don't know yet how that's going to be because I haven't actually made them up yet, but yeah, they will contain obviously squares of, you know, digipapers. And you're going to get a variety of colours and what have you. And then I may incorporate as well some squares from book pages. Yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think? Would you like the book pages? Would you prefer them digitals? I mean, to be honest, by the time that this video's gone up, I will have already done it, I'm afraid. So, yeah. I will probably try and do, I mean, who knows, maybe I will do some with some book pages and some without. But hopefully they're going to be like a really fun thing. So that, you know, if you fancy doing some of these, but who knows, maybe you haven't got a big selection of papers, you know, maybe you fancy doing some like with the book, yeah, the kind of like, say, bird book images like we're doing here, but you maybe don't have any book images. Then, you know, that's going to be a nice little kit for you to kind of have a bit of fun with and make some of these. So yeah, I mean, hopefully they're just going to be a nice little fun thing that you could have like a little fun project for a weekend or something like that. So that's the plan. And yeah, they will be on my shabbydabbydoodah.co.uk website. So the only thing that I think they won't include is whatever you're going to use to back them on. You know, so what you're going to be gluing your squares down onto. And as I say, I have just used literally a coffee table, what I would describe as a coffee table book. So by that, I just mean one of those largish books that you would have typically on a coffee table. You know, normally kind of a general interest subject, maybe like interiors or, I don't know, birds or the National Trust paintings, things like that. Because they're really good size pages to be able to make things like this. And I just turn it like you can see landscape and then, you know, make them kind of onto there. So it's quite a good way to use some of those up as well. So if like me, you maybe have got a few, then that's quite a nice way to use the texty pages that you might not otherwise use. So that's those with the birds. Aren't they lovely? Oh, I love them. I mean, I don't know, like I say, what happened with this wonky one, but aside from the wonkiness, they're really pretty, aren't they? So I'm just going to put those to one side. And of course, you know, you could stitch these or anything. I mean, I haven't stitched them, but there's no reason why you couldn't. And then, yeah, you could also include things like this, which again, this is some catalogue page that will be in some of the book page kits, you know, that are going to be in my shop. But I'm thinking you could do like some of these pictures from this National Trust book, especially maybe some of the bigger ones that you would maybe struggle to put in a journal. So for instance, this, I mean, it's a huge, great big picture. I don't know for sure, but yeah, I mean, you could kind of punch that into a little square and then that would just fit. So I'm just going to just take out a couple of these pages. I mean, she's not very attractive, is she? But shall we give her a try? She's not the best, but hey, let's give her a try. I mean, that maybe. Oh, I don't know. I love the dog. He's really cute. Yeah. Let's just have a bit of a look. I mean, some of these are not the most attractive people, it's got to be said. You know, once you kind of look at them, it's like, oh, actually, those people don't look that attractive. But, you know, some are kind of better than others. Some are worse than others, obviously. Okay, well, let's take this one. And I don't know. I don't know whether we could use him. Yeah, I'm not sure. Right, hold on. I will be back. Oh, sorry about that, guys. Natalie is here and she's working in my shop today, so she just needed a little bit of help with something. So, right, let's have a flick through. I mean, aren't these beautiful pictures? They're lovely, aren't they? So they seem, you know, to me, I think they're a little bit too nice to punch them out and not have like the entire picture showing. So yeah, I mean, I'm kind of a little bit picky because I don't want to, you know, use a picture where I like the whole picture. But like this, I mean, I'm not that keen on, you know, some of these images, their faces aren't that nice. But she's quite nice, so maybe I could just punch her out. So let's just take that, put that to one side. I don't know whether I'm going to manage to do this, but so just need to cut in closer when you do this, because obviously your punch, you know, needs to get into the picture, if you see what I mean. So, oh, now I've got two faces in that picture, which didn't really want. So, oh gosh. Right, so this one is not great because I have got that other lady's face slightly in that picture, which, you know, in an ideal world I wouldn't really have. So, you know, you're going to find that you've got some pictures are going to work better than others, obviously. But this one, hopefully I would just get him in like that. Okay. I don't know whether I want her. I mean, again, she's not that attractive, is she? Just not that nice, that picture, so I'm not going to bother with that. Oh dear, I mean, none of these people are very, very attractive, are they? Right, let's try this lady. I mean, these are probably really famous people, and I don't know who these are. So, you know, this lady, she may be a very famous person. Maybe it's a famous picture. Who knows? But, I mean, she's not too bad. Well, I don't say she's not too bad, but the picture overall is not too bad. And then this, I don't know whether he's a little boy or whether he's just a short man, to be honest. I mean, I think he's a little boy, but he doesn't look, you know, childlike, if you see what I mean. In some ways he does, in some ways he doesn't. Anyway, just go in there and punch him out. Okay, so yeah, we're going to do exactly the same thing with the pages. So let's take another one of these. So, and again, this is from the damask papers. I've got some more texty page here. So yeah, I'm just wondering, actually I might take even just a really skinny sliver of that, put that there. And then, should we try her, actually? I mean, that was that one I didn't really like very much. She doesn't look too bad on there, to be honest. Yeah, I don't know whether, actually, I'm going to just cut her down because she's got a lot of space above her. So perhaps she looks a bit better if she's actually kind of made smaller. So, yeah, more like that, I think. So, let's have a look. What will we mix her with? This, or maybe she would be better with something pink at the bottom as well. Oh yeah, that's better, isn't it? I don't know why I've started off here in the middle now on this one. Suddenly the others have been really quite good and I've gone to the edge. This one I'm just getting really random and I've just stuck it straight in the middle for some reason. No idea why I did that, but yeah, doesn't matter, I guess, is the point. So start wherever you want. they still turn out fun and lovely. So, I mean, definitely, you know, if you've got any books with, you know, I don't know, like the little black and white sort of portrait pictures, they would work wonderfully on this. I mean, I always love those types of pictures. Yeah, they would work brilliantly for these types of things. So like I say, I will put some packs together, you know, and sort of hopefully carefully select some pictures. I mean, who knows, maybe we'll have like a bird pack and a, you know, I don't know, people from history pack. I don't know. I'll kind of see how it goes. But yeah, hopefully there'll be lots of, you know, lots of nice ones that you'd be able to make from the packs. So there we go. So that looks quite nice, doesn't it? And let's just take this here and put that maybe up there. I mean, this one, to be honest, I seem to have done not so tall, partly because where I cut her down, you know, the picture from the book, I cut it down, didn't I? So that's why this seems shorter. But to be honest, what I could do with this is actually trim this so it's narrower. And the reason I say that is because obviously she's got, you know, a lot of space beside her, if you see what I mean. So maybe I will make her a narrower one and won't even make that quite as tall. So let's do this one. Should we do this one or shall we do this one? Oh, let's do this one. She's quite impactful, isn't she, with her face? I think she's quite impactful with her face, but anyway. Right, let's just take this down. So, yeah. And what about that one? Well, I'm not sure. Not sure I'm loving those colours. It's quite hard, actually, to get the, you know, the colour balance right. You know, definitely it's harder than I expected it to be. Maybe something like that. Yeah, quite like that. So let's pop those down. There we go. Okay, so like that. And again, just get my little thing. I'm so sorry about that. I didn't realise, but my camera had run out of storage, and then actually I put it up there, started recording again, and the camera slipped down. So yes. Anyway, crisis averted. So what you missed was I've obviously glued these little squares down. So what I thought we could do is just trim these down now, because I know that we didn't cut the last ones out. You know, when I made them in the last video. So I'm just going to cut these down. Now, obviously I don't use a paper trimmer or anything, but obviously if you wanted to, you know, use a paper trimmer, that would give you a perfect, you know, perfect edge. But yeah, I mean, I'm happy with them like that. Obviously, if you've got anywhere where they're just, you know, you've not quite glued them flush, you could just trim them up, you know, trim them up on that edge. But you know, it will look okay. And to be honest, no one's going to be kind of examining what you've done. I'm sure that it would all be fine. So I'm just going to then go in and trim this one down. Now, this was that shorter one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this in smaller, so narrower, like that. You know, and this would be quite a nice way, you know, what I was saying, that I think some people have done this with like the 2 by 2 inch square punches. If you don't have a smaller square punch, this would be a good way to be able to make smaller ones without needing a smaller punch. So that's kind of that one, and you can see the size difference there. I mean, to be honest, I like both of them. I mean, that might be that that's actually a bit tall for a you know, A4 page, and maybe it would need a bit of trimming off, which would be fine. You could just trim it off, you know, top or bottom. But aren't they just so lovely? Let's cut down one of those bird ones, because I do really like those as well. So again, just to kind of see, you know, the different looks that we've made here. Honestly, these are really addictive. So yeah, just kind of must warn you all, if you're going to make some of these, they're pretty addictive. You may find yourself making loads of them. They're very fun. very fun. So just going to trim off that bottom bit there. Aren't they gorgeous? I absolutely love them. Don't know which one I like best, but weirdly I think the bird, which that's a first for me. So then once you've got your decorative strips, of course then, you know, like I said, you could stitch around the edge. You could just stitch kind of across a couple of your join lines. So you could stitch here. You could stitch around just like the edge of like what I would call your focal point, i.e., you know, our pictures. Maybe do like a zigzag frame or something around that. I mean, to be honest, I actually think they look, you know, absolutely lovely with no, you know, stitching on at all. But I think you've got a lot of different, you know, looks and things that you could add to these. I've just got some lace here, and this was just, you know, hanging around on the desk. You could add lace. And again, you could just add like a little bit of lace like that, just along one side. You could put some like top and bottom as if it were a belly band. You could put some, you know, midway. You could put some around here. Again, you could maybe make a frame around just your focal point. I mean, I'm not brilliant at doing things like that, but if you wanted to do something like that, I'm sure that would work really nicely too. So yeah, I think you've got almost like unlimited possibilities with these, to be honest. Just going to try that lace on this. Oh, I mean, how pretty does that look? Absolutely just love them. Absolutely love them. So, you know, you could add flowers. I mean, I'm just reaching in for things that are floating about on the desk. But, oh my goodness, don't they look gorgeous? Now, I've not inked up any of these, like I said, either. So, you know, that would be another different look. I did see somebody's video, actually, and they'd inked each individual square or rectangle. So that would be another different look that you could do. You could add some of your paper ruffles. So just got this one here. It was just kind of floating around. You could maybe add a paper ruffle onto one of them or something. You know, like this. You could add a paper ruffle at the top or the bottom, or, you know, wherever you kind of fancied. I mean, maybe that's not the best idea, to be honest. But yeah, I'm just kind of glancing around the desk and thinking, ooh, let's try this, let's try that. So I've got some of those rosebuds. You could add those there. You could put lace coming out behind it. That would also look quite pretty. So let me just see if I've got any. Oh, I mean, this is not the right colour, so I'm not in any way saying that this is, you know, this is going to look good or that it's the right piece of lace, because it's definitely not. But what you could do is have lace coming out behind, and then obviously again run that round on the sewing machine, and then you've got, you know, a really pretty kind of lacy edge, which would be gorgeous, wouldn't it? And the other thing that you could do is you could put a tab on these. Now, oh, let me see if I've got my tabs anywhere. Oh, of course I haven't. I mean, that's just, would be way too simple, wouldn't it, if my tabs were actually sat here. Oh, I don't know what goes on with my stuff, you know. It's always there, and I've never got quite the right thing. But yes, you could make a little tab. So just having a look to see if I've got anything that would coordinate kind of, you know, semi-okay with this. I've got this. Okay, right. So if I just take a portion from here, just say this section here. Like that, okay. Oops. Like that. And yeah, just trim this down. I probably made this way, way, way too enormous, but let's just take that down. Oh, it had text on the back as well, which might be better, because otherwise I had that blue and I thought, oh, well, I haven't really got any blue on here. But yeah, so I mean, obviously this is still a little bit on the big side, but if I just trim this down, you know, just very easily we've made just a little tab, and you could just attach that on there, you know, wherever you fancied. I mean, like I say, it's still a little bit on the big side there, but if you wanted to, and then when you put that onto a page, if you put that right on the edge of the page, for example here, you know, if this were a journal page and you put that on the edge, that would also then be a page turner. So yeah, I mean, I can see loads of possibilities with these. Absolutely love them. Completely not my idea, so I must just reiterate that. Not my idea at all. But yeah, they were Yvonne Preston's lovely idea. And she obviously got her inspiration from the Tim Holtz decorative strips. But like she said, you know, if you buy his, you know, you're going to have identical to everybody else. If you make your own from scratch, A, you've got the enjoyment, obviously, of making them. And B, you know, you're going to have something completely different to anybody else's. Probably no two will be the same. So, yeah, really hope that you like them. And thank you so much for watching. And, yeah, have fun, everybody. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Thanks, then. Bye.